Today's lesson is estimating and measuring capacity. Again, for measuring capacity, we've been talking about milliliters and liters. Milliliters are to measure smaller things, and liters are to measure bigger things. So the conversion is 1,000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. What would you use to measure the capacity of? That's a question I could be asking in this unit, in this lesson. What would you use to measure the capacity of, for example, our water bottle? A water bottle, it's a smaller unit. It's a smaller, it holds a smaller capacity. So we will go with milliliters. How about a jug of milk? Jug of milk, it's bigger, so we're gonna go with liters. How about a pail? A pail is a bigger unit. It could hold more capacity, so we're gonna go with liters. How about a coffee mug? A coffee mug is something smaller. We're gonna go with milliliters. So that's a question that I could ask. I could give you different objects and tell you, would you use milliliters or liters? Again, if it's smaller, we'll go with milliliters. If it's bigger, we'll go with liters. Also on this lesson, there's going to be a lot of conversions. So for example, before giving an example, 1,000 milliliters equal to 1 liters. That means to go from milliliters to liters, we are dividing by 1,000. And to go from liters to milliliters, we are multiplying by 1,000. So example number 1 is convert 5 liters into milliliters. So to go from liters to milliliters, we're multiplying by 1,000. So 5 times 1,000 equals 5,000 milliliters. Okay, another example, 0.5 liters. So that's a half a liter. Half a liter. So 0.5 times 1,000 into milliliters. Half of 1,000 is 500 milliliters. Another one, let's go with 70 liters. 70 liters is equal to how many milliliters? So you got 70 multiplied by 1,000. Again, we'll do 7 by 1,000, that's 7,000. And you bring over the zero that is remaining, that is 70,000. Let's go from milliliters to liters right now. For example, 3,500 milliliters is equal to how many liters? To go from milliliters to liters, we are dividing by 1,000. So 3,500 divided by 1,000 is equal to 3.5 liters, and on and on. I could give you unlimited questions. And the basic thing that you must know here is to go, when we're going from milliliters to liters, we're dividing by 1,000. We're going from liters to milliliters. We are multiplying by 1,000. In the previous lesson, I was showing you different size cups and how much it would hold. For example, this one right here will hold 250 milliliters. This one here would hold 125 milliliters. And we got these spoons down here. So this teaspoon right here will hold 5 milliliters. And this tablespoon will hold about 15 milliliters. Again, questions that I could ask. I'll go with, okay, we'll go with this size right here. Cup will measure at 125 milliliters. This tablespoon is 15 milliliters, and this teaspoon is 5 milliliters. So if I say, I would like you to fill me up a cup of water that is 100 and that has 150 milliliters of water. And the only thing that I'm giving you is these 3 options right here. I'm giving you this cup, which is 125 milliliters, this spoon, which is 15, and this spoon, which is 5. How many of each will you use, okay, to give me my 150 50. So we're going to start with the bigger one right here. So we got 125, and we're going to keep on adding until we get that number right there. So 125, can we add 15 to it without it exceeding 150? Let's try that. 125 plus 15 so far, that's equal to 140. So it will work. Can I add another 15? If I add another 15 to that, 140 plus 15, that's 155. So that will not work. Okay, so let's add this one right here. So let's add 5. So 140 plus 5, that's 145 so far. Is that enough to give me my 150? No, it's not. So I'd have to add another 5. 145 plus 5, that's a total of 150. So how many of each did I use? I used one of these. I used one of these, which came up to 140 so far, and then I used 2 of those smaller ones. So one of 125, 115, sorry, and 5 milliliters. If you add them up, you're gonna get 150 milliliters.